and welcome to another video, and today we are taking a look at some items in my collection. These are cone shells. I'm not exactly sure entirely on two of the smaller ones' IDs, but I do know, at least I'm pretty sure I know, the identity of the big one, this one, and this one. The other two, I'm not so sure on, but I think this might also be this one. And I'm not sure on if this is even a cone shell. I'm not really sure, but I'm thinking it is. So, first off, these guys belong to... I'm going to move them because I can't see my notes if I don't. So, bear with me while I do this. And I promise you, the show will go on. Okay. So, let's continue. So, I have at least... the two that I know are definitely within two species. And it's important to note that there are around 600 species of cone shell worldwide, and all are considered to be poisonous, or venomous? I'm not really sure, but we'll get it figured out. So cone shells are a gastropod, meaning that they are related to snails. In fact, they are a snail. Gastropod means flatfoot. They are predator. That means, of course, that they feed on other animals. They are highly venomous, there you go, and are best left alone. So if you're out and about and you're walking around, let's say I'm on the beach and I'm walking around, I should never ever pick up one of these, because the animal inside could still potentially be alive. And we'll talk about more about why that's such a bad idea. And some of them, they're not going to be this big. They may only be this big. But they still pose a risk, so leave them alone. This species, which is the general cone shell, comes from the it lives in the Indian Ocean as well as the Indo-West Pacific Ocean. You should, again, never pick one of these up, because you could end up with a sting from one of these guys, and that sting could be painful, or you could end up in really big trouble, basically being dead. It has been suggested that the more beautiful the shell of a cone shell is, the more venomous it is to humans. And you can definitely see where this one is beautiful. And yeah, so it could be. This species, the general, feeds on worms, cone shells feed on worms, snails, or fish, and cone shells' venom is pretty fast acting, so that the prey doesn't get away before it can be eaten. Because, have you ever seen a fast snail? I don't think so. So that's why. They want to be able to eat, so the venom has to be fairly quick acting. The venom doesn't kill, it paralyzes its prey. And basically what happens is the snail will extend its siphon in order to eat the animal. The harpoon that the snail uses can penetrate the gloves of a diver, and thus penetrate the skin. When you get stung by a cone shell, you're not getting one toxin, you're getting a cocktail of toxins. And conotoxins are very, very effective. These symptoms can take 7 minutes to 20 minutes to develop. And the larger the cone, again, the more deadly the venom. So keep that in mind when you're on beaches or on a dive. If the cone is 10 centimeters or bigger, you should consider it to be deadly. Now, I can't find anything to suggest that there is an antidote or anti-venom. So a person who dies from a sting basically dies from respiratory failure because of paralysis. And it's also important to remember that a sting can be painless and still be quite lethal. Deaths, however, are rare, with only 36 deaths in 3 centuries. But again, that could be because of reporting, who knows. It takes a very tiny amount of this venom to kill you. Now this, I believe, is the leopard cone. These guys can grow to be 5 inches and have a diameter of about 2.75 inches. And these guys feed on marine snails. And it is the second largest cone shell in the world. So, yeah. So if anybody can tell me if this one is a, what species this one might be, if it is a cone shell. And this guy still has quite a bit of debris on him. But I'm thinking it still might be a, generals. So, I will talk to you peeps later. Don't forget to like this video if you learned something, subscribe if you're not, and click that notification bell so you know when my next video is coming out. Next up, we are going to be looking at another primate. So talk to you peeps later.